It's alive! It's alive!
This is your daily briefing and you're most welcome to it. Apologies for the missing in action routine, but on a bigger note, I think we have to accept that this COVID thing and variants thereof is going to be with us for some time. What is it? Because this is the thing, people are saying, where have you been? It's going to affect people in different ways. Now you've got idiots like me who've got a bit of their lung tissue missing. It's going to be like a heavy dose of flu. You've got other people who are in really good shape and it is a cold for a couple of days. And as we saw the first time round, got people with serious stuff like comorbidities dropping like flies. So I think we need to be sympathetic to the reaction that people have to it. And by the same token, I think it was interesting that Antonio Conte described talking to the Premier League about COVID as hitting a brick wall, which is at least a refreshing contrast to Jurgen Klopp's rather glib and sanctimonious line about, I'd like to see lots of hand gel in here. You're missing the point, mate. I picked up COVID from somebody who was double jabbed, and no amount of hand washing is going to save me from that. Although it did rather amusingly remind me of the movie Highlander and Christopher Lambert's line, anything you say, Jack, you're the master race. Football needs to start thinking about how it's going to cope in this sort of ongoing pandemic landscape. And I would suggest, just off the top of my head, that every club gets a COVID joker card to play, which says they're allowed to postpone a game, subject to hitting certain minimum standards, and it doesn't get interfered with. Once they go beyond that, then unfortunately we've just got to move on. We can't end up with 40 clubs or 50 clubs or whatever it is in the country all saying, oh yeah, we've all got to postpone, how are we going to reschedule? It isn't going to be feasible, and we're just going to have to introduce something along the lines of a pools panel. It's not ideal, but we've got to move on with our lives. The good news is that Spurs are a little bit on the up. Conte looks to be just what the doctor ordered. And at the risk of labouring the point, it's difficult to believe that any doctor would actually prescribe something so dynamic and efficacious as our man Antonio. Spurs are making glacial but welcome progress. The relegation form, I think we can say, has been shrugged off, and I dare say it, we're progressing. The draw against Liverpool was good, the win against West Ham was worthy, and we're still in 2 cups, as well as now moving slowly up the league table. Our Europa Conference League exit was a curious business. It's difficult to know how to feel about it. I certainly wasn't in any condition to get bogged down in what Rennes thought or what Vitesse thought. Who cares? They've got no say. They've got no voice in this thing. They've got no purchase. And ultimately, the competition organisers decided what they were going to do. But the fan reaction was extraordinary in some quarters. Yeah, good, Tin Pot Cup, Mickey Mouse. Now we can get back onto the business of top 4 and getting back into the Champions League. Yeah, fantastic. In order to do what? Discover that the teams in the top flight of European football are actually even more difficult to play than those in the European 3rd tier. Come on, guys. Spurs are beginning to be linked with a number of players, but I'll be absolutely straight with you. The quality of the sources is so poor. At this stage, I'm not prepared to discuss it. And when we do open the January transfer window and get into the thick of it, I guarantee you I won't pull any punches. Absolutely, there are green shoots, but the ballast remains on board, and we need to toss it over the side of the basket like an ailing hot air balloon. The weight of Winks, Dyer and Doherty, they'll never do us any good. Please, 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 don't look for reasons to talk them up. A plausible 11 for the Palace game to follow, and now I'm sleeping with a bit more, or a bit less coughing, shall we say. The daily briefings are back. Good luck. Keep it, Tottenham.